Were you there when they crucified my Lord? Were you there when they crucified my Lord? Oh, sometimes it causes me to tremble, tremble, tremble. Were you there when they crucified my Lord?
Who has believed what we have heard, and to whom has the arm of the Lord been revealed?
For he grew up before him like a young plant, and like a root out of dry ground. He had no form or majesty that we should look at him, nothing in his appearance that we should desire him.
He was despised and rejected by others,
a man of suffering and acquainted with infirmity. And as one for whom others hide their faces, he was despised,
and we held him
of no account.
Surely he has borne our infirmities and carried our diseases, yet we accounted him stricken, struck down by God, and afflicted.
But he was wounded for our transgressions, crushed for our iniquities. Upon him was the punishment that made us whole, and by his bruises we are healed.
All we like sheep have gone astray. We have all turned to our own way, and the way of the Lord was laid on him the iniquity of us all.
He was oppressed, and he was afflicted, yet he did not open his mouth, like a lamb that is led to the slaughter.
And like a sheep that before its shearers is silent, so he did not open his mouth. By a perversion of justice he was taken away. Who could have imagined his future?
For he was cut off from the land of the living, stricken for the transgressions of my people.
They made his grave with the wicked and his tomb with the rich.
Although he had done no violence, and there was no deceit in his mouth.
The righteous one, my servant, shall make many righteous, and he shall bear their iniquities.
Therefore I will allot him a portion with the great, and he shall divide the spoil with the strong, because he poured out himself to death, and was numbered with the transgressors. Yet he bore the sin of many, and made intercession for the transgressors.
Behold, the hour is at hand, and the Son of Man is betrayed into the hands of sinners.
Jesus predicts, you will flee, and I will go and be offered up for you.
Matthew 27, verses 11 through 26. Listen for the word of the Lord. Now Jesus stood before the governor, and the governor asked him, "Are you the king of the Jews?" Jesus said, "You say so." But when he was accused by the chief priests and the elders, he did not answer. Then Pilate said to him, "Do you not hear how many accusations they make against you?" But he gave him no answer, not even to a single charge, so that the governor was greatly amazed. Now at the festival, the governor was accustomed to releasing a prisoner for the crowd, anyone whom they wanted. At that time, they had a notorious prisoner called Jesus Barabbas. So, after they had gathered, Pilate said to them, "Whom do you want me to release for you, Jesus Barabbas or Jesus who is called Messiah?" For he realized that it was out of jealousy that they had handed him over. While he was sitting on the judgment seat, his wife sent word to him, "Have nothing to do with that innocent man, for today I have suffered a great deal because of a dream about him." Now the chief priests and the elders persuaded the crowds to ask for Barabbas and to have Jesus killed. The governor again said to them, "Which of these two do you want me to release for you?" And they said, "Barabbas." Pilate said to them, "Then what shall I do with Jesus who is called Messiah?" All of them shouted, "Let him be crucified." Then he asked, "Why? What evil has he done?" but they shouted all the more, "Let him be crucified." So when Pilate saw that he could do nothing, but rather than have a riot begin, he took some water and washed his hand before the crowd, saying, "I am innocent of this man's blood. See to it yourself." Then the people as a whole answered, "His blood is upon us." So he released Barabbas for them, and after flogging Jesus, he handed him over to be crucified.
Surely he has borne our griefs and carried our sorrows.
By his stripes we are healed,
God did not spare his own son,
but delivered him up for us all.
When they came to the place that is called the Skull, they crucified Jesus there with the criminals, one on his right and one on his left. Then Jesus said, "Father, forgive them, for they do not know what they are doing." One of the criminals who were hanged there kept deriding him and saying, "Are you not the Messiah? Save yourself and us." But the other rebuked him, saying, "Do you not fear God, since you are under the same sentence of condemnation? And we indeed have been condemned justly, for we are getting what we deserve for our deeds. But this man has done nothing wrong." Then he said to Jesus, "Jesus, remember me when you come into your kingdom." And Jesus replied, "Truly, I tell you, today you will be with me in paradise." Standing near the cross of Jesus were his mother and his mother's sister, Mary, the wife of Clopas, and Mary Magdalene. When Jesus saw his mother and the disciple whom he loved standing beside her, he said to his mother, "Woman, here is your son," and to the disciple, "Son, here is your mother." When it was noon, darkness came over the whole land until 3 in the afternoon. At 3 o'clock, Jesus cried out with a loud voice, "Eli, Eli, lama sabachthani?" After this, when Jesus knew that all was now finished, he said, "I thirst." A jar full of sour wine was standing there, so they put a sponge full of the wine on a branch of hyssop and held it to his mouth. When Jesus had received the wine, he said, "It is finished." Then Jesus, crying with a loud voice, said, "Father, into your hands I commend my spirit."